Hello, salutations. What it do? It's Sadot the Gamer, off out of Gang, the vibes like around. Let's get it. Welcome once again to the AfterShow Podcast. I am your host, Sadot the Gamer, joined by the ghost of Casual Avenger, whose physical body could not be here as it is currently consuming deep dish pizza. But as a consolation prize, you get to hear from this guy, the richest man in the business, JayShockblast. How you doing?
I wish. How you doing, man?
I'm okay. I'm fresh off of the Game Awards. I just ate some lobster. I'm feeling good. What the fuck was that?
What?
What was that? I just heard. I just heard some in the back. Was that? It's definitely not my background.
Did you hear my wife cough in the background?
Yes, I did.
That's kind of crazy.
It must be that Elgato microphone available now.
Hey, Sadot said, "Shut the fuck up." I'm kidding.
I would never. I'm not Jay. I talk to women respectfully.
That's not what I just heard.
Anywho, we have a great show for you. Once again, we're going to be, of course, recapping the Game Awards. A lot of stuff went down. We got a brand new Marvel game to talk about. We got some Deadpool leaks to discuss, and we got a little drama. We have Spider-Man fans complaining that they got robbed at the award show. You got Xbox fans coping harder than they've ever coped before. And we have some beef between Call of Duty and God of War because of a joke voice actor Christopher Judge made at the awards show. We're breaking all that. So if you like the show, make sure you hit that like button. It helps us in the algorithm. It's perfectly free. And if you don't mind spending a little money, for 99 cents a month, you can support the channel by unlocking the Backstage Pass. All links are in the description. Also, share the show. All that helps so that more people can hear JayShockblast tell stories about how much money he has. How you doing, chat? We got Cap Tay in the building. Who was first this week? Who was first? It was Cap Tay. Congratulations, Cap Tay. He got there first. Better luck next time, Eastwood. What's up, Simple J? What's up, Lucky Ray? Nova. We got the legend himself, Lejeune.
Oh, I like Lejeune.
We all.
That's a good guy right there.
We all like Lejeune. We're big fans of Lejeune here. We're of course streaming live on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Technology is amazing. So, drop a follow, subscribe on both platforms if you are inclined. So, Mr. Shockblast, we got to start talking about the Game Awards, and I guess first we'll get into the whole recap and everything like that. But first, I want to talk about this absolutely ridiculous beef going on between Call of Duty and God of War that just came out of nowhere. The funny thing is, I didn't even see the joke because I was having some technical problems while I was co-streaming the event. I had to eventually fix it by switching from Firefox to Chrome. So I missed this part of the Christopher Judge speech. But basically, he was presenting and he made a joke about the fact about how long he does his acceptance speech, because famously last year he spoke for a whopping 7 minutes.
But it felt like 7D.
Yes, it did. It was a lot. I mean, it's just the strength of it. Just shows just how much people respect and are terrified of that he was not played off. They were definitely not playing around this year. They were very, very much in a hurry to shoot.
I have thoughts about that, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, I have thoughts about that too. I think we're going to agree on that one because I think they might have overcorrected to address the Chris Judge problem. But Chris Judge made light of it. He kept it brief, but he made a joke basically about his speech saying, he's going to keep it short, even though it was long last year, 7 minutes. It was like he basically said it still was shorter than it still was like as long as the Call of Duty campaign. He basically made a joke about the Call of Duty campaign being short. And most people were like, oh, yeah, harmless joke. Well, apparently, some of the devs at working on Call of Duty took it to heart, as if he just insulted their family,
Yeah.
and they took to Twitter. And you see some of the some people caption this. We have this one from Barry Sloan, that Christopher Gudge guy just writes all his own material. I hear talented, and he's got the clown emoji. This one, honestly, as CoD developers, we've heard way worse, but we don't expect it from a peer at an event that's supposed to be celebrating this year's achievements in gaming, especially with all the information that was leaked about its development. That's from Darcy. This is from Tickle Matter, which is a wild thing to call yourself. Imagine having short user engagement once your game is consumed. Can't relate. And another one from someone whose name I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce, who once again try to make a reference about metrics. Funny, but yeah, the metrics that COD absolutely destroys all the God of War games, probably combined, to be honest, is also equally laughable, if not more. So all of this once again because Christopher Judge made a joke about the Call of Duty campaign being short, which it is. I mean, this was a common complaint among the people who got the campaign. He didn't say it was trash. He didn't point out. He didn't say Slop of Duty was putting out AAA garbage every year and ripping off their consumers with subpar products. He just made a joke about the campaign being short, and that was enough to trigger these devs into even insulting God of War as a game, one of the most critically acclaimed and best-selling franchises of all time. And I got to hear what you have to say on this, Jay.
I mean, when it happened, I was like, oh shit. I mean, it was a good joke. And I think I can understand getting caught in your feelings, okay? Like they worked hard on the game and I get it, but at the same time just lean into the joke. You're not that serious, okay? It wasn't that serious. It is something that has absolutely been complained about. They know it's true, and it is what it is. Just lean into the joke. People will accept it much more, and it'll go away faster.
What killed me is that we're talking about Call of Duty. we're not talking about some masterpiece of art. We're talking about an overpriced campaign from pay to win AAA slop. Come on. I know you still play because you love,
listen.
You love your Skeletor. And
I love Skeletor.
I don't knock anyone who wants to play Call of Duty. Everyone enjoys their slop. That's perfectly fine. But I'm just like, realistically, even you as someone who plays it understands that you're not participating in high art or supporting a company who regards their consumers in the best possible way, especially definitely don't treat their employees in the best possible ways. So it's like, come on, have a sense of humor.
Exactly. And that's the part that I have the biggest problem with, is that yes, it is absolutely a complaint that the campaign was too short. And that's not going to go away. So there's two ways to handle it. It's been proven time and time again. If you just accept that it's a joke, there was no harm intended, you just roll with it, people are going to forget about it. Okay. But when you actually push back on something that is from someone like Chris Judge, the literal voice of Kratos, who is one of the most recognizable voices of a character ever. Let's be real, especially in gaming. Okay. You're not going to win that one. And to sit there and try to act listen, I will give what's the expression everybody's doing now? I will give Call of Duty their flowers. They are one of the most influential shooting games ever made. Okay. But the last couple campaigns or the last couple games have kind of been a regurgitation of other games they already made. So like it is easy to understand why some of their most loyal longtime customers are upset at the way they're just like all the multiplayer maps are old maps remastered basically, you know?
Yeah.
So it is a fair criticism and it's not going away. And I don't think it was in their best interest to push back this hard and actually double down. And like, I'm not the biggest God of War fan or anything, but
neither am I.
to absolutely suggest that the last couple games are like better because like, oh, we're talking about it's a single fucking player game. Yes, they're not going to engage with it the same as a multiplayer Call of Duty battle royale. You weren't even the fifth. You weren't even the fifth game to make a battle royale.
It's also like, PvP. It's also PvP.
Like, exactly.
That's the only reason people are playing it. Still.
That's why you have the customer engagement because, like, and most of them are just too dumb to log off and go play a better game. Like,
pretty much
that's the reality. But there's people. Yeah.
God of War the last two God of War games have sold a combined 31 million units.
Like, yeah. Like let's not pretend. Like absolutely, Call of Duty is a money printing machine. That's why Xbox paid so much money for Activision. Yep. They print money. There's no doubt about it. But let's not pretend that like we're talking about some schlub that made a bad joke. No, he made a hilarious joke. He is my Black Panther, and he is literally Kratos. You know what I mean? Like,
and he was also literally right. Like,
yeah. Like, and it was a harmless joke. It wasn't that big of a deal. He was making fun of himself too. You know what I mean? So
exactly, and this goes to show this is like PR 101. All right, first of all, Call of Duty already has a bad reputation. Like, yeah. People for various reasons, people do not like Call of Duty. Even the people who play it have negative things to say about Call of Duty consistently. So you publicly engaging against someone who has a much higher favorability rating than you are already off the bat, a bad idea. Yeah, especially when you're wrong.
Right.
But I think one of the more annoying responses was just the whole, I expected better from a peer. First of all, you're not peers. You're Christopher Judge is a living legend. You are a grunt who makes AAA slop. You're not peers. You work in the same industry. You're not peers. The guy, the equipment manager on the Los Angeles Lakers is not a peer of LeBron James. Let's be very clear.
LeBron James gives him a tip at Christmas.
Yes. Like, come on. Also, can we stop with this like ridiculous sense of entitlement? Because it's not even just gamers. It's the people who work in the industry as well. They feel like they should be judged to a standard that no one else is. Like gaming is somehow above everything else. Like they feel like they're a lot of these people at these studios feel like they're above basic things like listening to the consumers or having a joke told about them at an award show. Heaven forbids an award show where somebody has a joke told about them or their product. And also, this wasn't even about someone in person. This wasn't a situation where someone at the award show is making fun of someone in the audience, which is standard among all the real award shows. No, this was a joke about a video game during which, let's be honest, is a 3-hour product placement masquerading as an award show. like no one's walking around like, holding their game award trophy like it's a fucking Oscar. No one cares. I
think they kind of do actually, but
I
That's
mean,
another story.
well, currently because the Oscars are pretty much no one cares about it. But
Yeah.
even still, they don't have prestige. Most people tune in because they want to see the trailer, they want to see the premiere, they want to see the gameplay, they want updates on the new product that
That's
they
not
want
what
to be
Twitter is
seeing.
telling me today. Twitter today is telling me they're really upset that the people that won awards didn't get more time.
They're not like the other thing. That's the other part of it. It's like the only a small percentage of hardcore weirdos actually are invested in the awards. It's people are there either for the trailers or it's culture war, freaking console war nonsense where Xbox players and PlayStation players compete to see who wins the who wins the most award. Like no one really cares. It's not that serious.
Yeah, I'm. It was a bad move.
Also, if that's true, good. Fuck them.
Yeah,
I'm actually mad that they leaked that trailer.
yeah,
Literally 12 hours before the premiere.
yeah. It's stupid.
Like why?
It was such a good joke, and like, I'm gonna just go in circles here. Like, just lean into it. Like, we've done this before. I think, like, I've shown many times. Like, if it's a good joke, you just lean into it. It sucks. Take it on the chin, and hopefully you get the good dig the next time. You know what I mean?
The worst thing you could do when someone hits you with a good joke is to wag your finger or get butthurt.
Yeah, especially when it's really not like, it's not that bad of a joke. Like, it's not making you look that bad. It's just a play on what people are complaining about. Like,
It's a joke that made fun of your campaign, which is a fact, and himself at the same time. He's making fun of himself at the same time, and you still couldn't just take it. It's just like, yep, you know what, you got it, because because they take their art so seriously that they had to go on Twitter and defend it to them, because that's the funny thing. They swore people were going to ride with them. Like, yeah, Call of Duty community is going to ride behind us. They love the hard work
no,
no, they do not. No, they do not. No, they will not. They do not. They do not mess with you over the Call of Duty community.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. That's embarrassing, and they should be embarrassed. It all could have just kind of gone away, and it's not going to now. Now it's going to linger.
Now is a thing.
Yep.
Now it's going to be
now a thing.
Congratulations. I'm definitely looking forward to a legitimate Call of Duty killer, because I'm so tired of that game already, and I've still never played it, and I never will.
Well, see, the thing is like, I literally own just about every single one of them back there. Okay, and this one, like, it is lazy. Okay, and I don't like calling things lazy, but what they did is they just took an open world and said that's your level. Whereas in previous Call of Duties, it was designed and it was like a little bit more on rails. But this one, it's like, here, go find these objectives, and we'll just put in a couple cutscenes here and there. Yeah,
and yeah, I'm sure the development process was horrible, but that's what Activision Blizzard does. You're not complaining about that. You're not making a big stink about the treatment of Activision Blizzard does with their employees. You're not coming to the defense of the consumer. You just put your head down and do what you're told. But then when we get called out, you come on and defend the company. Like, come on. Like, I understand you're trying to keep your job, because a lot of people in game development lost theirs this year. I mean, holy, I think I heard the last number I heard was like 10K according to Tom Henderson, which is nuts. I think some of the most, to be fair, a lot of those job losses come from the Embracer Group because they bought everything and had to just shut everything down. But and a big chunk of that also came from Epic Games, who hilariously just ridiculously mismanaged the obscene amount of money they make. But still, you always feel bad. You
I'm
always
gonna be
feel that.
honest with you though, like they were cooking, and it's a shame because this has been a banner week for Epic Games and
Oh yeah,
Fortnite.
I mean, yeah, the Lego. The Eminem concert wasn't much, but
Yeah,
but you dropped the Lego mode. You got the racing mode. They
they got a Guitar Hero mode.
they're doing their thing. I mean,
Yeah,
it just it's kind of people are kind of glossing over now the all the massive layoffs.
yeah,
that
yeah.
they had to.
It's a shame because like there were definitely some people putting in some hard hours, and it's crazy that that happened.
But keep churning. I mean, all you can do is hope for they learn their lesson and don't be stupid with the ridiculous amounts of money. But the Game Wars also had some nice little surprises. I'm happy to note that I predicted pretty much all of them beforehand. If you saw the pre-show, one of the things I talked about on my pre-show at the Game Awards, in addition to and I even have the document. I had a document of all the potential reveals of the Game Awards, and I didn't get all of them, but I got the major surprises, including Blade and the God of War DLC. But we're gonna talk about the yep, I did. You can check the stream. I had God of War DLC right there.
Blade, you had Blade specifically,
I had
or a new
Blade.
Marvel game?
I had Blade specifically under Xbox Arcane reveal. Blade specifically. And also a video, funny enough, a video that I made last month about potential Marvel and DC games that you could see revealed at the Game Awards included Blade.
I think that was some wishful projecting that you just got real lucky on.
I'm just a god at this thing. But regardless, it came into existence. We got it. The only thing that well, it wasn't unexpected. It was unexpected last month, but so basically what happened was on Reset Era, popular forum that it's like 4chan except
I know what it is.
not not toxic and more credible.
Hmm.
But yeah, oh yeah, of course you would know. You're industry guy. But yeah, for those who don't know, Reset Era is basically a forum where instead of a bunch of just random weirdos, it's a lot of games journalists, a lot of people who work, a lot of game developers, people like that. So when they have leaks or anything of that nature, they're usually pretty credible, and they go out their way to not go too hard, and because they try to protect their sources, so a lot of stuff is legit. And one of the things that came out at Reset Era a couple of days before the Game Awards was the rumor that there was going to be a Blade game. There was Xbox obviously were not being very subtle about the fact that they had something to show at the Game Awards, and on Reset Era it was teased that this was going to be something from Arkane Studios / Bethesda, and someone dropped a hint saying, and saying that they were going to give the initials of the character, which were MA, and someone guessed Mahershala Ali Blade Marvel game, and they were coy about it. But basically, going into it, people who saw that leak were just like, okay, so this is an Arkane Studios reveal, so it's either this Blade game or it's a Dishonored 3. So that was the assumption going into it. Turned out to be Marvel's Blade, and this will more than likely be an Xbox PC game. They did not reveal in the trailer or in the announcement what platform specifically this will be on, which they usually do for first party games, but not always. For example, the Indiana Jones game that was teased also didn't have what platform it was going to be initially, but it turned out to be an Xbox game as expected. There's a reason why Microsoft bought Bethesda. They don't want to share. They understand that they're trailing far behind when it comes to first party releases. So they've been buying up these studios so they can churn out better, more consistent first party games. And this is the first time in quite a while that Xbox has tackled a licensed game. They have not really been doing the whole Marvel thing. Usually the Marvel games have been multi-platform efforts. The big exclusive ones, of course, coming from Sony with the Insomniac Marvel series. But Xbox, famously turned down the ability, the right to do Spider-Man and work with Insomniac. But now it looks like they're looking into it. And even if it's just on Xbox and PC, I have no problem getting an Xbox to play it if it's good. As I've said many times, I'm not actually an Xbox hater, even though it's fun to troll Xbox fanboys because let's be honest, they're ridiculous people. But
I we can go back and forth on that, but
yeah. I mean, regardless, they objectively are. It's insane, but I had a 360 before Fable 2, 1 and 2, some of my favorite games of all time. I would happily get an Xbox if there were games that I had any interest in playing, and Blade is definitely a potential one.
I'm going to stay consistent, and I'm going to say I hope it is not an Xbox exclusive. I really don't believe these Marvel games should be locked behind any one platform. I really believe that like Marvel should be for everyone. Like that's literally one of the things that Bill Roseman says the most. Marvel is for everyone, and I know that they're trying to say that in other senses, like in like real world people senses, but you can't have your cake and eat it too. If you want to believe that, you have to cross it over with business. I understand that Arkane pitched this to them, and it's like, I get it. And like, it's the same thing with, Insomniac, like pitching the Spider-Man or doing the Spider-Man thing. So I will say though, it's incredibly rich how many people I saw crying, "That's not fair," if Xbox gets it as an exclusive. I'm just going to say, as many ridiculous Xbox fans as there are out there are just as many on the PlayStation side. And a lot of people were like, but I want to play it too. I don't want to buy an Xbox. And it's like, well, you go ahead and send that Spider-Man over to the Xbox and we're good.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely disagree on the volume because the overwhelming amount of Xbox cope has always outweighed the PlayStation cope.
We will never agree on that.
From my observation, I'll just say I'll Xbox tax. That's all I gotta say. Xbox tax.
Okay.
That's
the Sony ponies.
Xbox. Literally, I had people all in my comments today talking about pony this, pony that, because they're happy about getting a potential Xbox.
Yeah, and I don't
people care about.
I don't agree with that. I literally just said, that I don't believe that these Marvel games should be exclusive, and I'm not celebrating it.
And Marvel could have definitely, just said, hey, they make this multi-platform if they cared.
And they could have done that for Spider-Man. They could have done that for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
But they don't care. They don't care as long as they check clears.
Yeah. And that's the issue that I mean, that's the issue I have. I personally, I've got the PlayStation, I've got the Xbox, I've got the Switch. I do it because I want to be able to play all the games that I can. There's never been a better time to buy an Xbox or a PlayStation.
Absolutely.
The Xbox Series X is down to $350 right now. You just get it. If you want to have all the games, there's no reason not to. Game Pass is great. You get lots of free games. I don't know what to say. I play them both a lot.
Totally agree. You at this, especially as the years are getting on, this let's be honest, this game is probably like 3-4 years away, maybe.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so by then, yeah, it's not going. You should be able to get in Xbox by then. Like, it's no rush. I mean, like I said, they could surprise us by saying this is multi-platform, but being as this is Arkane, I mean,
I doubt it will.
I mean, the
Yeah,
only
because they didn't spend all that money to like not get something out of it, you know.
Yeah, like Deathloop was on PlayStation, but this is a very different situation now. So
yeah, I think they actually did they release it on Xbox now?
I believe it's out. I believe it's out by now.
Yeah. So yeah, that was like a deal beforehand and everything, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's gonna be a pretty cool game. I wasn't into Dishonored or Deathloop, and we'll see. But I'm sure it'll be fun.
Yeah, I don't usually play first person games.
This is third person though.
But this is third person. That's why. That's one of the reasons. Like when they announced that last night, I was like, oh, third person.
I gotta be honest though, I was pretty disappointed in myself. Like I did not see that coming in that trailer, because but I think Free Willy Rocks actually noticed it, and he said Blade ? And it was happening right as the sirens went off.
Yeah.
And then he smiled and you saw the teeth, and I'm like, oh shit, you're right. But like everything about it, like the barber was like clutching his cross. He cut himself. He like was nervous and wiped it on himself. I'm like, oh, interesting. I wonder what this is going to be about. And then like I was like, oh man, you know?
Yeah, I had a call from him again. Like before the show, when I was doing my rundown of potential games we could see, I mentioned the whole Arkane and Xbox reveal and how it was potentially a Blade game. And then when the trailer first hit, and I was like, okay, so this is either Dishonored 3 or Blade. And as it went along, I was like, well, this is clearly not Dishonored.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, it seemed like it was gonna be something new. Because it didn't look Dishonored or Deathloopy, but I thought it was gonna be like, maybe a new title that was similar, But
no, that's Blade. I'm already seeing like the worst possible takes. I saw someone say they're not that is. I saw one person say it sucks. They should have made a fourth Blade movie starring Wesley Snipes instead of a stupid game. And someone else said it looks like Fortnite. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Can we stop? Can we stop saying it? Can you please please, I'm begging you, gamers, play something else. I promise you, every game does not look like Fortnite just because it's not desaturated and photorealistic. Play something else. Update your references. This is as annoying as people who can only reference Harry Potter or World War II for their references. Read more. Play something else. Everything does not look like Fortnite. This looks nothing like Fortnite. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm excited. Blade is not who I would have expected to get a video game, but I think it works. I think Midnight Suns also kind of prepared us for how important Blade could be in his own video game. It's not even going to be the first Blade video game either. I think there was when the movies came out, I think there was a tie-in video game.
Let me see how long ago was that? Blade. This would have been like Wesley Snipes era.
Yeah, like PlayStation 2.
Hold up, all the results are about the new one. Blade video games. Yeah, they made a couple of Wesley Snipes ones.
Yeah, I see it now. 1998. It came out in 2000.
Yeah, so it's been a while since we had a Blade game. And I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, it could be bad. I mean, we literally know almost nothing. we have a trailer. We know Arkane Leon's the the good
Not
one,
the Redfall studio,
not the
people.
Redfall
Not
studio.
Redfall. That's the other Arkane in Austin, Texas.
That's exactly. I mean, they're part of the same company. Obviously, they have people overseeing both sides, and there are people overseeing them as publishers. That Redfall, I think, overall was uh just a big miss for Xbox as a whole, and that's why I can understand why people are kind of skeptical about this, because the Redfall situation just could have been avoided. That just came from a lack of oversight, and you would hope that going forward, Microsoft is going to pay more attention to their first party releases in terms of quality control. Like obviously Redfall was a disaster. Starfield was good, but in no way did it live up to the promise and the hype. You know, even if you love the game, it's still, because the consensus from critics and players is like, this is a 7 out of 10 game at best, and it definitely had a lot more promise and potential, especially with all the hype building up to it. And people are just hoping going forward that Microsoft is going to deliver like a real home run, because outside of Forza, they haven't really been delivering on first party games of that level
It
on a consistent
seems
basis.
like they're aware of that, because the very long rumored Kojima collaboration is finally here.
With Jordan Peele of all people.
Yeah, that was random.
That was so random.
I'm not a Kojima guy. Like I don't get it. I'm not a Metal Gear guy. I haven't played Death Stranding. I'm not that interested.
I didn't play Death Stranding. Metal Gear is great. Death Stranding I didn't get into, but I do recommend. I do recognize Kojima, but I was like that. Yeah, when I heard the Jordan Peele music hit, I think that was from I think that was from the Us movie music. I was like, as soon as I heard that, I was like, the fuck is Jordan Peele doing here? that's how recognizable that is to me.
Yeah. So like that's gonna be something that's gonna be worth. We know that even though I'm not into those games, I definitely acknowledge that they're very well made games. Obviously, some of the most iconic of all time, even. So it's like, obviously there's going to be something good there,
Hopefully, I mean, the way they described it is like this could either be like a masterpiece or incomprehensible garbage.
Yeah, but I guess that's the risk you take with Kojima, though. Like,
I mean, they were saying nothing up there, bro. they were literally just chatting for 10 minutes.
But that's Jeff's guy, though, so he gets whatever he wants.
So I'm like, okay, well, I mean,
I saw the sweat like bubbling on Jeff as he was starting to introduce this mystery guest, and I was like, oh, this is Kojima's spot.
Of course, yeah. Like I know, like I got it. Like, and I love Jordan Peele. His last movie was Nope. Was actually really good. I thought Us was like, it was like kind of an M. Night Shyamalan situation where you had which was a problem with like his early work, where he has a really good premise and a dog shit delivery because he didn't spend enough time cooking on this script to like deliver the proper payoff. And I thought that was the problem with Us. It was a really good idea, but by the end you realize, oh, he did not know how to tie this together, because this is complete nonsense. But Nope was actually pretty cool. So I know there's some talent behind this. The way they're describing it, it sounds kind of like it looks like it's going to be like kind of an interactive horror game type of thing. So
not really my style, but we'll see what happens. We'll give it some time.
Yeah,
and
I mean, Xbox also, we got to see Blade, the Hellblade 2, which I thought was probably, I think, from in terms of like games that I looked at, I'm like, okay, this is current gen. there are only like a handful that have pulled that off in terms of just the way the visuals, the way characters look. For me, that was like Demon Souls, uh, the Dead Space remake, and now Hellblade 2. I was like, that's probably the one of the possibly the best looking game I've ever seen.
Yeah,
It
I
was
haven't
very
played the first one.
it was obviously very dark and horrible, ugly, but but in terms of like technical, like how realistic everything looked, like even out of because like the cutscenes look like live action, and then when you see, then we realize you're looking at gameplay, you're like, oh, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. As bad of a night as people want it to seem like it was for Xbox, it's kind of a good night.
Oh,
Like
they definitely have. Obviously, they're going into it. They raised hell about Starfield only getting
yeah,
one nomination, but
it got the nominations it deserved.
yeah,
I love the game. I really do. But it didn't matter. Like they weren't beating
yeah.
Baldur's Gate.
No,
Like
no one was beating Baldur's Gate, and
like yeah.
we'll get into the Spider-Man stuff too. But yeah, I thought Xbox, I mean, you have a potentially promising Kojima game, you have Hellblade 2, which looks fantastic, and you finally have a Marvel game that people might actually want to buy an Xbox in order to play if you stick the landing on that. That remains to be seen. So I think Xbox definitely had a good night, and of course those fanboys immediately like to go to their head. but
But everybody always does that.
yeah, it's to be expected. But Spider-Man 2, 7 nominations, no wins, and people immediately said we're calling rigged and it's unfair. But me going into it, like I was trying to set expectations. I'm like, I thought realistically there was only like a handful of awards that I thought Spider-Man 2 should have won, and the rest I was like, and the rest they're going to lose to Baldur's Gate 3 or Tears of the Kingdom. Like this isn't really a thing. Like I love Spider-Man 2, but it wasn't like this groundbreaking masterpiece. You got to hit like mid 90s in order to like crack into that game of the year category. And they squeaked in at a 90 on Metacritic. I'm like, okay, well, if you're not at 96, 97, you're not going to be racking up those awards. It's just not going to happen.
I'm just glad Tears of the Kingdom didn't win shit.
Yes, too.
Yeah, because honestly, I think you slap Zelda on a Switch case, and it's usually automatically nominated.
Yeah, and I noticed that like Tears of the Kingdom going into it, like there was like some heavy bias, and there is truth to that, to being biased, because I was listening to what the critics were saying going into Tears of the Kingdom and going into in anticipation of Spider-Man 2, and the same, and they were saying, oh, Spider-Man 2, not really looking forward to that, for the same reasons they were glazing Tears of the Kingdom. Like they were like, it's a sequel, where it's going to be more of the same, but they're going to give you more. But when it came to Tears of the Kingdom, it's like, oh, even it's a sequel and they're giving you more, but they're giving you more of this. It was like, come on, guys. Like,
yeah.
what are we doing?
They didn't win shit doesn't mean they didn't win the one award they won. It just means like normally what Baldur's Gate did last night, they would have done.
Yeah.
So like, trust me, that was not a good night for them.
Yeah, I'm glad Baldur's Gate 3 completely kicked their ass as well.
Yeah, and I haven't played a lot of Baldur's Gate 3, but like I fell in love with the style in the time that I played. It just so happens that other things were going on at the time,
right,
and it passed me by. And like there is something absolutely beautiful about playing that game, because it literally feels like you are at your table, like playing like Critical Role does, like you are at your table, there is a dungeon master, you are rolling dice, you are role playing, and like that is so great. And the voice acting was great. I know that people love the character that won the voice actor award. I still thought that was like such an amazing Yuri performance. I personally thought he should have won, but like, man, Baldur's Gate, it's crazy.
I might still play Baldur's Gate. I'm interested. I've never played D&D. I have no desire to play D&D, but you know, I'm not I'm not automatically opposed to turn-based RPGs. You know, I'm just usually, you know, not they're not high on my priority list, but you know, Midnight Sun's one of my favorite superhero games ever. Famously is a turn-based strategy game. So I don't it's not that aspect that I have a problem with. Final Fantasy X, one of my favorite games of all time. It is a turn-based RPG. So I'm not opposed to it. I'll give it a try. But realistically, I thought Spider-Man 2 should have won best performance for Yuri. I thought it should have won best sound design. And I thought they should have at least been nominated, if not won best music, but they weren't nominated for best music, which I thought was just absolute fucking bullshit. And just once again shows why I don't take this award show seriously. and they lost out on the sound design of Hi-Fi Rush because probably they just gave it to it because it was a music game. But I thought the sound design in Spider-Man 2 was next level. Like it's something
Yeah,
it's
it was
something
good.
it's not something that I normally notice in games, but it was so good in Spider-Man 2 that it was one of the first things that I pointed out while I was playing it, especially particularly during the level where you first get the symbiote. I thought the way they did it was just absolutely flawless. It sounded incredible. It was so immersive. So I thought they got robbed there. But otherwise, I'm like all this other stuff. They're gonna give it to Baldur's Gate 3 or Alan Wake 2. Like Alan Wake 2. I feel like Alan Wake 2 did got some words on the strength of, you know, every award show there's that thing, there's that show or that game where it's like was like, oh, it's so it's so ridiculously avant-garde that everyone just assumes it's deep.
A little bit of recency bias too.
A lot of recency bias, and they were just like, well, we got to give Alan Wake 2 something. They, you know, because it's so deep, and that's to say, I love what Remedy does. Control is a fantastic game. I love it, and it has a lot of the very weird and avant-garde stuff that we see in Alan Wake 2, but it is well done. But I could definitely tell there was a lot of recency bias with the Alan Wake stuff.
Well, let me say this. A lot of people weren't ready for Baldur's Gate 3, but this guy right here was in 2022. So just saying.
Where are those tentacles, Jay?
I mean, it's controlling my eyes.
They look like they're controlling you from a certain vantage point.
Listen, I don't remember much about that moment.
Looks like Jay's getting probed in that one.
He's a mind flayer. He's not an anal flare. Okay,
it's like he's flaying that booty.
Yeah,
I was definitely. But I think what sealed it for me was that the one category, because Spider-Man fans were like, oh, this is definitely rigged. This is definitely rigged. The one category where it's like you can't make that argument is like players' voice. Is like, okay, the players have 100% say in this. This is not games journalists. This is purely popularity, and even in that, Baldur's Gate 3 won. like, so it's like, yeah, it was. So I think you could tell like most of the hate came from people who never played it. It was like, which is understandable. Like,
yeah.
every game isn't for everybody, but everyone has their favorites based on what they personally played. But unless you actually played all those games, you really can't say for sure, you know. And so the fact that people, there's no really overlap between someone who is a Spider-Man 2 or enjoyer versus someone who would engage in a game like Baldur's Gate 3 kind of showed in the responses. It's like, how could anyone like Baldur's Gate, you know, the bear sex, and it's like on the other hand, they're like, why would Spider-Man 2 win? It's slop, you know.
Yeah, I listen. My game of the year is Spider-Man 2. Okay, but there's a part of me that kind of feels like a lot of those fans deserved it last night because nobody hates Spider-Man more than Spider-Man fans.
Absolutely, like,
and
it was my favorite
over their shit.
It was my favorite game, but I didn't play Baldur's Gate. I didn't play Alan Wake, though. I'm sure that wouldn't change anything. But I'm like, but I can acknowledge just from afar, looking at this cutscenes, looking at the story, looking at everything, I can acknowledge why Baldur's Gate 3 won, because it moved the industry forward. It put a lot of developers on notice. It triggered a lot of them, which is always a good sign, and it it was something that was overwhelmingly beloved by the players. It was very clear that Lariat was very much pro-consumer through this whole process. They made something truly special that, for no matter what you can say about it, there's not another Baldur's Gate 3 on the market.
Yeah. I do want to go back to this real quick. I thought Ben Star was great too, but I don't know, man.
I'm almost done Final Fantasy 16, and I can definitively say that the performances were forgettable, because as much as the story was, like, everyone was competent in what they did, but the by far the least interesting part of Final Fantasy 16 was the parts where everyone is talking. like, and there's a lot of that.
Yeah, like I actually thought Ben Star was pretty good for a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, they were perfectly competent, but a lot of it was just sitting around like, yes, the medieval palace, we have to go, we don't give a fuck, bro. Just just get to the fighting. Like, yeah. like Yuri Lowenthal legitimately gave a very and passionate performance, and the script called for him to do a lot more. There wasn't really that much in Final Fantasy 16. It was, at its heart, a really fun action game. It was not, people were not remembering Final Fantasy 16 for the riveting plot and the voice performance. It was the music and the gameplay.
Yeah, like I enjoyed the game. I didn't finish it, but I thought it was fun. So yeah, I mean, I feel like for the most part, everybody that deserved to win just got what they deserved.
Like I said, the voice acting wasn't bad. It just didn't stand out because there was really nothing to it. I'm played 99. I played like 90% of Final Fantasy 16. The story, everything. It does not call for much range in terms of performance. Like, yeah, everyone is competent in doing what they're supposed to do, but the script doesn't really challenge them, nor is the story particularly interesting and enough to evoke just mind-blowing or performances. It was just all competent and just a lot of it filler to get to the next to get to the action. That's all I'm saying. Like, it was not something that I was like, oh man, that's that one scene, like the when I think of a great scene in Final Fantasy 16, like cutscenes. I'm thinking of a kaiju punching another kaiju in the face, or just some crazy sort of choreography. I'm not thinking of a particularly crazy vocal performance or or an intense scene between two characters having a debate. It's like, no, it's really cool spectacle. It's not that it just wasn't that. So that, yeah, I feel like in terms of pure performance, Yuri Lowenthal just in the fight between Miles and Peter alone, I thought should have been enough for him to win that award, and I think he 100% got robbed.
I completely agree. I thought it was Yuri all the way.
But that's unsurprising. The Game Awards has a very famous anti-superhero bias that's been going on for years. So going into it, I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like I said, I have a realistic view of the Game Awards. It is product placement disguised as prestige, and at the end of the day, whoever wins, it's completely irrelevant. The only thing that matters is how well did the game sell? How well did the audience receive the game? Did they enjoy it? Did you give them a great experience? If you did that, that's fine. I'm sure Hogwarts, I'm sure WB and Avalanche don't give a shit that they weren't nominated for any awards. I'm sure they made definitely maybe some of the developers will be disappointed. I guarantee you the executives who saw over $1 billion in profits in the first couple of weeks don't give a single fuck. Don't give a single solitary fuck about Jeff Keighley
Yeah.
and what he thinks about their game.
Yeah. It's they got their bag exactly, Steven. I don't know, man. I do feel like, and I don't know if we're ready to. Fuck it. Let's just go right into it. Like the people that are like, well, actually, it's kind of sad that some random celebrity gets 6 minutes while the people that win the award only get a few seconds. Yes, I do think they overcorrected because of Chris Judge, but like the amount of takes that I saw today, like, well, you need to decide if you're a game award show or a trailer show. Like, how do these people think this show gets paid for? Like, yeah, it's a fun show. Enjoy it for what it is. I'm sure they would love to have these devs go up there and talk as long as Chris Judge every time, but it's not practical. And yeah, having an Anthony Mackie come out is really cool. Having Jordan Peele come out, it's really cool. Everybody like enjoys the couple celebrity appearances they managed to pull out. Matthew McConaughey being there, kind of cool. But it's weird.
All right.
Yeah, it's just weird to me. Like, yeah, it's cool that I do agree with you. I know you said something about overcourse correction earlier. I do agree that like it did seem like they were hitting the music a little fast and everything. But I don't know, man. Like, I thought the show was good. I think I really respect what Jeff Keighley is trying to do. I think they probably have time constraints, because I even saw somebody say, "Dude, your show's on YouTube. It's not on TV. Okay, like you don't have any time constraints." Well, yeah, but the building closes at a certain point. You only have the building for a certain period of time. You have to pay all these people. Like, it's not like magically putting itself on. So it kind of drives me nuts watching. It happens every year. Like every year, there's some nonsense complaint. Oh, the Mountain Dew ads. Oh, there's so many Mountain Dew ads. Like, how do you think the show gets paid for, guys?
They don't think about that. They're a lot of them are children or just completely ignorant about about business.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
They don't even. It doesn't even entertain them. The thought doesn't even entertain in their minds about how things are ever paid for. They don't even consider it for anything. And I definitely think I can definitely see the point where you have celebrities on here just waffling for about absolutely nothing for 5 minutes, and people trying to give heartfelt speeches get shoot off after a couple seconds. That is annoying. But
and Jeff Keighley acknowledged that today. He said, "Okay, I think we might have like overcorrected," as you say.
Yeah, there's definitely a balance to be had there for sure. But at the end of the day, I recognize that this is 3 hours of product placement. It's not. That's what it is.
And
first
that's
and foremost.
And let's not pretend like, yes, there are all the people that want to see who wins the award.
Most of the people watching are there for the trailers,
right? Let's not pretend that you're not here hoping to see the new Wonder Woman trailer or the new Elden Ring DLC trailer,
exactly.
Or the announcement of PS New Game Plus for Spider-Man. Like everybody was tuned in watching for those things. Let's not pretend otherwise.
Yeah. So yeah, while I understand what is, it'd be cool, and I'm sure they'll do this next year, to give the people who win the proper time to give their thank yous and everything like that. Obviously, we don't want another Chris Judge situation, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. I mean, award shows have been doing this for many years now. It's not rocket science. The Game Awards are still pretty amateur by comparison, because especially since they're different from a typical award show, because they're so heavily product placement based. They, unlike, the Oscars, imagine if the Oscars were trying to fit in a bunch of movie trailers.
But the Oscars have actual commercial breaks.
Yeah.
So like that's what pays for them to put on the show.
Yeah, and for the Game Awards, because they stream it, on, through YouTube and Twitch. I mean, you obviously have your typical ads from on those platforms as well. And on top of the fact that the show itself is built on and funded by all those companies who are trying to advertise on their product, and people and fans embrace it. I mean, obviously, no one's there to see Mountain Dew, but they are there to see whatever's next for Bethesda or Sony or whatever.
Exactly. So I just hate the Monday morning quarterbacking for people that like it happens every year and it's always something they complain about. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like I'm definitely a little there's a little bias for me because I got to take part in Summer Game Fest this year and I got to chat with Jeff for a little bit. And more than that, I watched him walk around all day, go place to place, make sure things were going right. And I know he works hard, and and I'll say this, like going into Summer Game Fest, I didn't really appreciate the way that he kind of danced on the grave of E3. And I don't know what that history is. I don't understand all that. But like, to be honest with you, like if he wasn't out there hustling and understand, he does make his money, but like he's out there hustling and doing all this work to make things like this happen. Like I mean, give him a break.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I definitely respect what Jeff did, and honestly, it's something. The whole thing was something I noticed and mentioned in passing, but it's like, yeah, I don't care. At the end of the day, people are here to see the trailers.
Yeah, I thought it was a good time, and I also thought towards the end of the show, I was like, all right, can we wrap it up? I've had enough of a award show.
Yeah. Yeah. So other than that, they had a lot of things to show. Speaking of product placements, and obviously everybody didn't get to see what they wanted to see, but we had some heat there. I think, as Capte noted, Sega, they promoted beforehand that they were back. I made a joke that it might be a Dreamcast 2, but they packed in their trailer with 5 game announcements, and it just was I'm sad to say no Power Stone, but it was nice to see Sega, back and look into finally, get back into gaming. The total games so far that Sega revealed were New Jet Set Radio, Shinobi, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, and Crazy Taxi. Just some of their big hits from the past during that Dreamcast era. And I definitely got hit with a little bit of nostalgia. I was a big Dreamcast guy. Currently the biggest basketball game in the world, 2K, got its start on Dreamcast. It was originally a Sega Dreamcast exclusive title. NFL 2K was another one. That one didn't age as well, but NBA 2K ended up pushing out NBA Live and making all other basketball games irrelevant. I had a lot of good memories on the Dreamcast. I had Sonic Adventure at launch. I absolutely loved that game. Yeah, I spent hours on it. I love Ready to Rumble. Love Power Stone. I was sad to see the Dreamcast not make it, and Sega kind of fade into obscurity. So I'm glad to see they're back. What do you think, Jay?
My wife, so I'd my wife and my friend Tim both texting me because they were watching my friend Tim at his house, and obviously my wife in the other room. And when that part hit, she even texted me, she's like, Sega. So because she, they had a Genesis growing up. Yeah, man, it was cool, man. I love Golden Axe. I thought Crazy Taxi, I noticed that, wait, is this Crazy Taxi? And then they went to something else. I'm like, oh no, maybe not. Wait, is that Jet Set Radio? And so yeah, those are some classic games from my childhood. They tried to do a Streets of Rage recently and it didn't really play well. But dude, I remember going to the arcade and playing Golden Axe all the time. I'm pretty hyped. I'm wondering if that's did we confirm if that's like 5 separate remakes or if it's like one game, like a collection game?
I believe it is. There are 5 separate games.
Interesting.
I'm looking at the here. I'll pull up the article right here. Sega is developing 5 new games, and they are all modern takes on some of their classics.
Interesting.
Yep, they are 5. So 5 separate games, all basically remakes, and it's actually very smart because we're seeing like the rise of the remake. We're the game where whether you like it or not, gamers do respond. The lot not that much new stuff coming out. The movies had kind of the same problem where a lot of stuff is kind of just sequels and remakes, and then we're hitting that phase. We've been hitting that phase in gaming, but so far the remakes have been, for the most part, pretty well received. Final Fantasy has found a lot of success, remaking their older games, updating them for the current hardware. Obviously, Capcom had a ton of success doing that with Resident Evil. So definitely a smart gamble to have by having Sega make their big comeback, not with like a brand new IP that no one's heard about, and risking that, but like, okay, we're gonna just put out 5 games, and they're all remakes, recognizable brands. Very, very smart.
Yeah, and I think it also lets them doing a modernized version of what people are used to sells.
Yeah,
like they're like nostalgia sells, and if it looks cool and it plays a lot like what we remember, people will buy it.
And then that momentum will allow them to fund more projects going forward. But yeah, while the remake thing is trending, ride their wave. People, nostalgia is going to be a thing as long as modern stuff is slop. So keep the nostalgia train going. I'm with it. I still want that Power Stone though. Bring back Power Stone and Ready to Rumble, and we're complete. We're complete.
Did they make Altered Beast?
Did they make Altered Beast?
I don't know if they made it themselves, or I know it was on Genesis. That was like my favorite arcade and Genesis game. I loved Altered Beast. I don't know how that would really translate well, but I don't know.
Sega, Team Shinobi, Software Studios. Yep. That's their baby.
I'd love to see how it'd have to be like a side scroller like it was.
Yeah.
I would love to see a modernization of that and see how that goes. But anyway, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, they have some pretty good modern side scrollers. We've been seeing. Also at the Game Awards, we saw another game that I had on my list before in the pre-show, God of War Ragnarok DLC. That was something that leaked a couple weeks ago, that God of War had a DLC in development for Ragnarok, and we got a trailer of that at the Game Awards with the reveal that it'll be happening next week. It will be available. I did not play Ragnarok. I did watch all of the cutscenes though, rather than play it, because I made the joke that got a cutscenes. So instead of actually buying the game when I didn't get a review copy, I just was like, I was going to do a Twitch stream where I basically watch the entire game like it's a 7-hour movie, and that'll get me a gist of it. But it looked fun. Because I played 2018. I could tell that Ragnarok improved on the falls of 2018, but I still was like, I'll just watch the cutscenes. But the DLC looks cool. A lot of God of War fans are hyped, but I was personally much more hyped because I know you're not a huge God of War guy either.
I want to like it. I really do.
Yeah, but it just never clicked. I was much more hyped by the new Dragon Ball Tenkaichi game. I was not expecting that.
I can't believe All Might came in and did that. On my flight home the other day, the kid next to me was watching Jujutsu Kaisen.
A kid of great taste.
Not a kid. I mean, he's probably your age, maybe a little bit younger, but
well, I get it. You're old. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, but I recognize that's what it was, though. Are you like?
Are you sure it was Jujutsu Kaisen?
I am, because I think I have the character in Fortnite.
Oh, so you saw one of the main characters that was in Fortnite.
Yeah, so I don't know which one it was, but
so you're like, oh, it's the guy from Fortnite.
Yeah, and he was also Asian and like was watching. Like I just noticed that the subtitles were.
What did the character look like?
Black hair, whitish eyes, like a navy blue suit, whatever.
He had black hair.
Black hair, yeah. Kind of like spiky downward.
So it was a Megami. Yeah, Gojo's my guy, but yeah, Megami is one of the main characters. So
I'm right. I'm right though, right?
Is a Jujutsu Kaisen.
When I saw that someone, like when I saw I was watching anime, I would just kind of peek over every once in a while to see if I could figure out what it was, and I'm like, oh, I think that's Jujutsu Kaisen.
As long as they're in Fortnite, Jay can predict them.
Yes,
he can recognize. If they're not in Fortnite, he's going to have a problem.
If I hadn't seen that character before, I would have had no idea. I am not Sean. Do not say that. I just have skins in Fortnite.
We're definitely wearing him down.
So yeah,
we're gonna turn. Don't worry, we're going to turn Jay into a weeb one of these days.
Yeah,
it's going to happen.
No, D Savage. Listen. I remember the time that All Might kicked Luffy's ass in the ball, because like you throw the ball at them, a dragon circles, and then they fight inside, right? That's how it works.
Yeah, just like that
Luffy and All Might
perfectly describes Pokemon. So, but yeah, Dragon Ball Z definitely a childhood game of mine. I played a lot of Tenkaichi when I was a kid.
Yeah,
very very competitive game. A lot of shit talking going on at the school. Dragon Ball Z. I've mostly outgrown Dragon Ball Z. It's still fun. I still engage in it, but it's definitely more of a nostalgia thing because Dragon Ball Z is definitely not an anime that challenges you. It knows what it knows what people like, and it doesn't give you any more. They know that you tune in to watch Goku change his hair color, yell, and punch someone in the face, and they give you a new villain to do it on. They rarely try to challenge you beyond that, like the recent movie. They basically they changed the formula by, instead of making it Goku changing his hair and yelling and punching a villain, it was his son. So they don't really change that much up, but it is fun. It's good.
Speaking of Dragon Ball, did you see there's 2 more characters coming to Fortnite?
Even more? Jesus.
Yeah. I think one of them's called Frieza. Is he like purple? There's a green one and a purple one. And they're bad guys.
Okay, let me check this out.
I had it on my phone, but I think I deleted it earlier because I was gonna DM it to you. But now I deleted it.
John Wick.
Oh yeah, there's a new John Wick coming.
Cell and Frieza.
Okay, Cell. Yes, I know that name. I met the guy that played Cell because he was also Handsome Jack, or the American voice actor anyway. Handsome Jack. That's the green one, right?
Yes, that is Cell. Cell is green.
Okay. He is the American voice actor. The voice.
I'm kidding. Cell is the white and purple one.
No, you're lying. So he's also the voice.
No, because you didn't watch it.
No, I know because the voice actor, the American voice actor, English voice actor, is also Handsome Jack in the Borderlands series, and I met him and had him sign my Handsome Jack like Funko Pop, but literally everybody else there was getting the green guy signed.
So
Yeah. So there's that.
Yes, there are two of the Frieza's probably the most famous Dragon Ball villain and one of the most famous villains in all of anime.
Yeah, Damian Clark. Okay, well, listen, that's his name. You're right. And this is me leaning into the joke, okay? Like I'm, the Call of Duty could learn from me. I don't know that I don't know anything about like how good or bad like it was, but I just know it was him because like there was one guy there that literally had like 15 different Cell Funko Pops signed. Does he have like a second form?
Cell has a variety of forms. So
Okay,
Cell is it's basically the same. Basically, it's mostly the same Cell. He's just Dragon Ball fans look down on GT because the original creator Akira Toriyama didn't make it. It came out when he had basically took a break from Dragon Ball, and the studio realized, well, just because the creator doesn't want to do it doesn't mean we can't make money off of this. So
I only know he has a second form because I almost bought the Funko Pop and it was Cell second form. Yeah. And I just didn't like that one. I knew there was another version that I was hoping I could find, but I couldn't.
You have the imperfect Cell form. Then you have his he has a bulkier form after he absorbs one of the androids, and then when he absorbs both Android 17 and 18,
a lot of absorbing,
he becomes perfect. Yeah, he actually uses his tail and shoves it over them and sucks them in, and then they become a part of his body. And
maybe that's what that mind flare was trying to do to me.
It might have been. He eats them. He literally eats them with his ass.
Now I know why he went there.
Yeah, he does.
Experience,
it makes him stronger. But his final form is a perfect Cell. That's probably the most recognizable form of Cell that you'll see on all the merchandise. It's the most complete.
Now you're gonna see it in all the Fortnite.
Yep, he will now be the guy from Fortnite.
Yeah.
along with Frieza. Frieza is quite a character.
And did you see there's like Demon Slayer like Mario Party style game coming out on Switch?
Oh god. Well,
hold on.
I'm glad we're getting more anime games, but I wish they were good.
It is called, hold on. Yes, I agree to your Nintendo Life shenanigans. Demon Slayer, or hold on. Let me do this.
I'm still waiting for that Genshin Impact style 7 Deadly Sins game, by the way. I need that to come out already.
So yeah.
This looks completely silly.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is a Nintendo Switch game, and it's basically like a Mario Party. Guess the cabin, guess the box Nezuko is in.
Well, that's how you know you've truly made it when you get a Mario Party style game.
Yeah. I saw that and thought of you. I'm like, ooh, like Sadot's already told Cammy he's getting that Xbox. Now it's time to tell Mario he's getting a Switch.
Yeah, I'm definitely not getting it. That's definitely not. Yeah, Nintendo's gonna have to do better than that.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know, but I held my own in the anime portion of the show. I mean, held my own.
Bro, hell, you provided me information of value, so good on you. There was also some news that JayShockblast will definitely love. The first reviews of his most anticipated upcoming project are in. Marvel's Echo.
Oh wow, this is actually coming out soon.
January.
Soon enough to have reviews. Okay.
Yeah. So we got the first reviews in. Keep in mind, early reviews are usually on the positive side, but so far critics seem to be feeling the echo. Earlier, just some of the early ones. We got this one says, I've seen 3 episodes of Echo, a grounded, character-driven story with hints of bigger things to come. The strong focus on my indigenous heritage and personal history intrigues me, and while some quiet moments slow the pacing, when action scenes come, they are indeed brutal. So there you go. This is Maya Lopez's origin story through and through. Honestly, after all the huge, confusing CGI multiverse stuff lately, a more gritty street level story is quite refreshing to me. I'm sure I won't be alone in that thought. And I actually partly agree with that. I mean, it's not the confusing part. I think it was just bad, but a more grounded, gritty story would be appreciated if that is indeed what they delivered. But remains to be seen if that what that is. Let's see. Saw the first 2 episodes, have a lot of thoughts. Big fans of Netflix Daredevil, going to love it. It's like Marvel remembered it can be violent and dark. Aqua Cox is amazing, although I don't love all the creative decisions. So sounds like it's going to be. Sounds like from what I can see, it's going to be pretty gritty with the fight scenes. We got a hint of that in the trailer, which was pretty well put together. Going to be a lot of emphasis on her heritage. Maybe some pacing issues, some issues with story, but that's par for the course when it comes to Marvel on D+. But the good thing is that they're going to put all these episodes out all at once. So we're just going to get them out the way.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm looking forward to doing, just getting them out of the way.
just one day. I think I'm gonna just watch them all in one day and call it. Actually, What If is supposed to be dropping this month as well. Last I heard, it was expected it was going to be delayed, but I think it was surprisingly moved to this month. Season 2, when's the date? Because that one I'm actually looking forward to watching. December 22nd. That's What If season 2. I'm definitely looking forward to it. That's one of the better. What if season 1 and Werewolf by Night to me were the highlights of Disney Plus for me so far. Apart from the finale of Loki season 2, I haven't really been impressed for the most part with what Disney had to offer, but What If was definitely one of the standouts. So I don't have high expectations for Echo. I don't think anyone should, but I think What If is going to be good, and maybe Echo will be solid. Maybe it'll surprise.
I think Echo has a chance to surprise some people because I don't think anybody is going to go into it expecting anything. Like we saw Echo in Hawkeye, and nothing stuck out. I think we're all shocked they did a show on her, but also I feel like that was some people kind of feeling themselves and wanting to give them a pat in the back for doing something for the indigenous character, like, oh look, we've got here's another one, like
check those boxes.
Yeah, like I'm trying to say it nicely. But like even in the comics, like not always the most interesting character, I guess. I mean, she's cool. Like, don't get me wrong, but I mean, they gave her the Phoenix Force too, which is weird. But
I feel like they give everyone the Phoenix Force at some point.
Yeah, but I don't know.
It's like the power cosmic. At some point, everyone has it.
Right. Yeah, it's just weird. Weird choice. But if they tie in a lot of other characters like Daredevil, like Kingpin,
that seems to be the plan
that we already know and love, then there's a good way to tie it all together. And honestly, involving Daredevil heavily, I think is pretty important because those two characters are close. Yeah. I believe she even wore the Ronin outfit for a while. So yeah.
I mean, and and also as a side effect, involving the characters that people actually enjoyed, it will increase the odds that people watch the show.
Yeah.
Because I know for a fact, based on that trailer, a lot of people are going to tune in because they're like, oh well, there's a lot of Kingpin in this, so you know, the people who didn't see the Hawkeye finale will probably tune in because they saw Kingpin and thought it's going to be something. As someone who did see the Hawkeye finale, seeing Kingpin and Echo does not give me confidence.
No,
at
that was a
all.
bad ending for him.
That was pretty shit overall. But maybe they've learned something. Hopefully, Marvel have learned something. They have to learn something eventually because they're going to run out of money if they don't. because they've so far lost, I believe, $1 billion this year between all their box office flops. It's pretty bad. Did you guys see the day before that? I wanted to note that because the day before, you know about the day before, right?
I'm vaguely familiar with it. I saw the one big glitch
So
that was all over Twitter.
so the day before is a game that I guess is a game in the technical sense. It is a game. It's been consistently like the most wish listed game on Steam, and basically it kind of built up this cult like following because on paper it's like this really cool looking third person zombie survival MMO, where it's like, okay, well, people want to live out the Walking Dead or whatever, and this lets you theoretically will let you do that, but with like modern graphics in a third person setting. It was a lot of appeal, but problem is it was a lot of question of is this game even real, because they wouldn't really show gameplay. They showed a lot of these trailers with like reused assets and things like that. And we also found at one point that they don't really have people technically working on the game. They're technically volunteers, and it was going through a bunch of delays. So there's a lot of shady shit going on behind this game. They confirmed it was going to release in early access, and this particular company has released previous games in early access. None of them came out of early access. They got abandoned. So just all of the red flags involved with this game. But despite all that, it finally came out, and I think this one video pretty much sums up everything you need to know about the launch of the day before. This is the Rad Brad YouTube channel, and he posted this 7 hours ago. He made a part 1 for the day before. The first game I've ever refunded the day before walkthrough. I've been following the Rad Brad for years. This is a true statement. I don't know if he did it in his personal life. He has literally never made a video like this. Ever. The Rad Brad, covers all sorts of games, and he'll do the full series. He felt the need to put this is the first game he's ever funded right before his information about it being about the walkthrough. I think this pretty much tells you what you need to know about the launch of the day before. I was Luke Stevens, another content creator that I follow. I was watching a little bit of his video before we went live because he was playing it. He confirmed that it is in fact that bad. I was actually watching him play it, and it is shit. It looks surprisingly. For a game made apparently by volunteers, it's surprisingly put together, but it is dog shit. Let's be perfect. Let's be perfectly honest. The shooting, like so some games have an issue with like like latency, like input lag.
Mhm.
This is the first game I've seen where you could actually visually see the input lag and delay. Like he found a zombie out in the world, which is important to note because the map is very large. He ran around it many times, found one zombie.
Jesus.
And he tried to shoot it, and it literally went like this. Do 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 do.
Dude, I love that your camera stuttered right there. It seemed appropriate.
That's what it was. That's how bad the delay was on the gun. And there was nothing else around. There was no players around. There was one zombie, and the delay was that bad on the shooting. And he ran into a player, and he ran into one player. He tried to shoot him and take his stuff, and, and he had a rifle. The player had a pistol, and he shot at the player, shot the player like 5 times with the rifle, and with that horrible delay. Nothing happened. He got shot a couple times with the pistol and immediately died. And he lost. And when you die, you apparently lose all your stuff. So he thought, okay, is it one of those things where if you go, you got to go back to your spot and retrieve it? It was not one of those things. His stuff was gone.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So I was like, oh, this game looks just absolute slop.
Yeah, I mean, like I've obviously seen the name pop up here and there, but like it never really registered for me. So, yeah.
Yeah. Needless to say, do not spend money on the day before. On the day before, it is the it is the Gollum of zombie MMOs. Do not waste your money.
Well, there you go.
It's just as much of a non-game as we thought it was. there you go. It even led the Rad to refund it for first time, which is actually nuts. We also had some Deadpool 3 in the news. It's like a lot of things, having a bit of a problem with leaks.
Yeah.
Because they decided to film this, like actually film it instead of just being in a MCU soundstage. People with really good camera lenses have been taking video and pictures they shouldn't have. So Ryan Reynolds has responded by not only asking people to respect the movie and people who don't want spoilers and not do the whole leak thing, but he's also kind of took it as a joke. Ryan Reynolds joke is what he does best. So he's been trolling people with fake leaks.
Yeah, I showed that to my brother because my brother's a huge Predator fan, and he was like, "Wait, is that real?" I'm like, "No, it's a very obvious Photoshop."
So I definitely appreciate it, and I can say that goes to the question about leak the virtue of leaking. Where is it end, where does it begin, and that came up, of course, with GTA 6, because GTA 6, most anticipated trailer ever. Everyone was looking forward to it. They had the date. There was literally countdown. People were going to be doing watch parties, and then some jackass just leaked the whole trailer online, forced Rockstar to release it early, and just kind of took the wind out of everyone's sails. Still ended up being a monster trailer.
It's almost at 100 million views on YouTube.
Over 100 million, and that was like 3 days ago. It was at like 120 million. So I was just saying, but unfortunately the leak did take the wind out of its sails. I mean, imagine how high it would be if it hadn't leaked. So I as someone who like you is good friends with Miller Ross, who has currently been spreading leaks about Suicide Squad that he data mined. There is a line, and I feel like every leaker doesn't apply by it. And when it comes to story leaks, I'm more of a don't do it kind of thing. Like certain things certain leaks, I'm usually okay with leaks when it comes to like games, in terms of like, okay, this is an upcoming game, or this is a playable character coming to this live service game, stuff like that. But when we start getting into story leaks about movies and stuff, that's when I'm like, I rather not, because in games as well, because we want to experience it for the story, and just ruin it for everyone, I think is a problem. Like they had, like I know they're going to have a lot of crazy surprises in Deadpool, and I would have rather the whole Sabretooth thing been a surprise. Rather,
Yeah, I agree.
it's not the biggest.
I mean, it's not the biggest surprise because you kind of expect it.
Yeah, like you got the Fox Wolverine. You expect, that sort. There's going to be other Fox X-Men characters, but yeah, just general things like that. I'd rather find out on my own when the movie comes out. And I definitely appreciate Ryan Reynolds, finding humor in it, and that, I think that's one of the better ways to get people to listen. Obviously, those websites aren't going to listen, but Marvel should do better when it comes to their security. I mean, obviously, you want to, they don't need to go to a soundstage, but they could, they're Marvel. I know Disney has been taking a lot of L's, but they could afford to have some kind of perimeter, or keep an eye out on where paparazzi might be lurking.
I think I gotta say about Deadpool, there was something that happened today that I don't think a lot of people saw. I retweeted it, but like it got no engagement whatsoever. And so are you familiar with Dak Prescott? He's the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, only because my dad's a Cowboy fan.
Okay. Let me do we want to play the whole minute and 20? He did a funny ad today for I don't know what the name of the company is, but they it's for getting a colonoscopy basically. And like everybody is like, "Oh, I play like shit," you know what I mean? Yeah. And there's the most insane cameo out of nowhere.
Let's see it.
So let's do this.
Yeah, roll it.
And I promise you the payoff will be worth it.
He promised.
I get a lot of shit.
Indecisiveness in the red zone.
Most overrated quarterback.
Got more turnovers than a bake sale!
And when you're not a fan of something, shitting on it can make you feel good. But what if I told you that now it can do some good too? Let me show you how.
I promise you the payoff is worth it.
First, if you're 45 or older, talk to your doctor about getting screened for colon cancer. Then, if you're prescribed a home screening kit like this, grab the sample collection container and place a sticker of something you want to shit on right on the underside. Not a fan of marine life? Slap it on. Have issues with old-timey prospectors? Boom.
49ers.
It works with anything, from colors to large American predatory birds.
Eagles.
Then, follow the instructions on collecting and shipping your sample.
Here we go!
And in about 2 weeks, you'll have the results. It's that easy to get screened for colon cancer and make your feelings abundantly clear. So talk to your doctor today.
Home screening kits like Cologuard are for people 45 or older of average risk, not for high-risk people like Dak. Dak actually wouldn't use a home test kit, but he's so committed to preventing people from getting colon cancer that he agreed to star in this video we wrote for him without any concern for his safety.
There it is.
I definitely deserve that. Visit leadfrombehind.org to get more information and some stickers we made. Star in this video we wrote for him without any concern for his safety.
Absolutely no fucking way.
I definitely deserved that. In his Deadpool face.
Visit leadfrombehind.org to get more information and some stickers we made.
I heard, as soon as I heard the Ryan Reynolds voice, I was like, wait a minute.
I almost left the studio instead of stop sharing. Dude, I made you watch a minute and 25-second colonoscopy commercial for the payoff of Ryan Reynolds randomly being the voice at the end, and then them using his Deadpool face as one of the stickers to shit on.
That, I mean, it's right. Ryan Reynolds is one of the few people who could make me actually sit through an ad.
Yeah, like listen, I would have loved to have not made you sit through the whole minute and 20, but you had to kind of see it.
If it's Ryan Reynolds, you no need to apologize. I'll happily sit through an ad for Ryan Reynolds. That's not a problem at all.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is up there. The other one is the pitch meeting guy. I'll definitely sit through ads for him. He's hilarious. Otherwise, yeah, not doing it. But shout out to Dak Prescott. I hope he has a great NHL season or whatever. I'm doing a JayShockblast because I don't watch football.
I was rooting for my team to lose last night during the Game Awards. I had my phone like positioned right down here. The Patriots were playing the Steelers and they fucking won.
They beat the Steelers?
Yeah.
No way.
I don't get it.
How much did they win by?
They were up 21-3 and then it got close to 21-18. Yeah. You asked the question. I thought you were serious for a second.
I have to take advantage of the soundboard at least once for a show. It's otherwise it's going to go to waste. But no, I'm glad your football team won. What's up?
I'm not. I'm not. We need to lose. We're not going to the Super Bowl. Like lose out, get a good draft pick. Anyway,
well, in that case, I'm definitely glad you won.
There you go. I'll accept that.
Hope you get the worst draft pick. I've been not following along at all. I've been trying to follow along to the NBA season. Did I freeze?
Yeah, you're a little frozen.
I think I froze, but yeah, I've been trying to follow along with the NBA season and the in season tournament's been pretty interesting so far. I think I'm gonna have to restart this. And I just updated Chrome too.
Well, I'm in charge now. Moment of silence for Piston fans. Listen, I'm a Boston guy, so obviously I'm a Celtics fan. I just want us to get through the season healthy. Like, I don't really care what our record is. As long as we make the postseason, that's fine. Just get there. Everybody go in healthy, and then, you know what I mean? But I feel like the Pistons have to be collecting, enough assets to eventually get there, right? You guys have had some pretty decent drafts. I'm a Boston guy, so I'm a Patriots fan. Patriots, Red Sox, Bruins, and Celtics. So, yeah. First really bad season for the Celtics in forever. So, yeah, the Celtics are doing fine. But, I'm not too worried about it.
Pistons fans have something to celebrate this year. You got a great draft pick. That Oscar Thompson, that Thompson twin, he's looking like a stud. He's already one of the best defenders in all of basketball, which is almost unheard of as a rookie. The fact that he's like one of the top rebounders and he's getting steals and blocks from the guards is pretty crazy stuff. Obviously, the Pistons are going to be terrible for a while, but that's what you signed up for. You're tanking. You got some talented players. You got a nice little core you're starting to build around. Jalen Duren, Cunningham, and Thompson look like keepers. Obviously, Marvin Bagley is washed, but and then they get James Wiseman from the Warriors.
Yeah,
he's asked to. But how do you get two washed lottery pick big men for lottery pick big men on the same team? That's crazy. How did that happen?
Yeah, I don't know.
Bagley's situation is weird because I feel like Bagley's situation is because he just didn't work hard enough. I think like he has all the tools. He has some bad injury luck, but I feel like he just didn't expand his game properly.
Speaking of not working hard enough, what about was Zion?
I mean,
That dude's gonna.
I mean, he looked good in the summer.
Not work himself out of the league.
I mean, hey, he lives in New Orleans. As someone who's eaten beignets before, I understand the struggle, man.
Listen, Sean, I'm struggling. I understand. I know this.
Guys, wrestling isn't real.
Listen, CM Punk is real.
My
CM Punk T-shirt just shipped.
Oh my god, it's not. This is yeah. I cannot. I saw a lot of people excited about the CM Punk thing. I could not bring myself to care.
Well. Anyway, oh yeah, Steven's got that porn star drama to deal with.
I know. Yeah, I'm so behind on everything wrestling. I just don't care. I like if it doesn't involve The Rock or Stone Cold or Undertaker. I don't know what's going on.
All right, what else we got?
That's my error. What else we got? Well, casual isn't here, unfortunately, but I did see it. Did you catch our boy Deeper Depths? He was actually at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
He got to meet Cal Kestis himself. I'm so jealous.
I didn't see that. That's cool.
He got a selfie with him. I was very jealous. I was very jealous. That was definitely a W. He also had Auntie Deborah on his podcast as a guest. Yeah. Like he's definitely making moves over there. Shout out to Deeper Depths. We got to step it up, Jay.
Yeah, that's your job. I'm just here to be a pretty face.
we got to step it up with the guests. Jay, you got to start throwing your money around. We got to start incentivizing these guests to come on.
Yeah. Well, how does he do it?
Well, he's got money. He's got a whole job. Or
yeah, he dressed up too, man. Oh,
yeah, he was.
Oh, Caboose.
Yeah, Caboose was there. I saw him because he posted his reaction to the Daredevil.
I knew Caboose was there.
Yeah, shout out to Caboose. I could not attend because I did want to attend.
Yeah.
There was no reason for me to go all the way out there. but shout out to everyone who did go. It looked like a good time.
Yeah.
It would be nice. It was nice to grab a guest from
It would have been nice if I could have extended my trip another day or two, but
secret trip.
Yee.
Ooh, another one. Yeah. So is it a Suicide Squad related?
Redacted. You can't answer that question.
Well, one question we can answer is that Suicide Squad has made quite a comeback, Mr. JayShockblast.
Oh, and you don't even know the half of it.
I know a lot thanks to Miller. but
I know things that Miller doesn't know. And one less thing now.
Yeah. But the big announcement, and which is crazy that they didn't do this during the trailer. Like they had a trailer at the Game Awards that they showed off a little bit of the boss fights. We got to see a sample of the Flash and the Green Lantern fight, but they buried the lead because on their Discord they revealed that they are officially adding offline to the game. It's going to be a free update in 2024, and it's going to allow you to play the main campaign without any internet, completely offline. So no more worried about what happens when the servers turn off. You will always be able to go through that main campaign once again, which was big W. Is one of the things that people were a lot of people were on the fence about it, and they specifically named the always online factor.
Yep, that was one of the big last things they needed.
Yeah, because a lot of people were interested in trying the game, but mainly for the story, especially for Kevin Conroy's last performance. But the whole always online thing rubbed them the wrong way which makes perfect sense, because the idea of paying $70 for a game and then never being able to play it again because the servers get turned off is pretty shitty, and especially a game that has like a robust story campaign. So I'm glad they did listen to that feedback, do the right thing. Just weird they didn't advertise it more because it feels like they had their biggest W's were stuff that no one's talking about. Like the closed alpha, from what I could tell, was a huge success. It turned a lot of people's opinions about the game around.
That's what I've heard other people say.
Other people have said, but no one's allowed to talk about it because it was a closed alpha test and everyone had to sign an NDA. So that's not getting the publicity it should. And then they come through on a huge player request that will definitely convince a lot more people to try out the game. And they don't put it in the Game Awards. they put it in their Discord in their Discord.
Yeah, that's a weird one. I was a little surprised.
And what's worse is that I had to actually do actual research to go to the Discord. I mean, I just used Google, but still, like I went to their Twitter where they did not tweet about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I know it's on their Discord, so let me check their Discord on their Twitter. The Discord is not linked on their Twitter. They have their Instagram linked, but when I went to their Instagram link, I got a error message, so I couldn't get to it. I think I had to do it on mobile. But I'm like, why are you linking? Why don't you just have all your socials linked into your profile like everyone else does? It's 2020.
Yeah.
Just get a link tree.
Right.
put everything on a link tree. So I had to Google the Suicide Squad Discord to get into it and find the message. And I'm like, bro, what do we like? You should be screaming this W from the mountaintops. This is a big deal.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I don't know what happened there. Like
because I thought they were going to be doing another episode of the Suicide Squad Insider. Thought they'd have another one up by now. I did ask the community manager about it. He said he confirmed they're not going to do it weekly, but he didn't confirm when the next one would be. And I'm like, they should definitely be trying to take advantage of this positive momentum that they got going and doing some promotion. So I'm not exactly sure what the play what the plan is here.
I think part of it, we're chronically online, but I think that they look at it as in the holiday season, it could be a little bit of a dead time. Maybe we'll get one before Christmas. I don't know for sure. But I know that like there is a certain period of time where they're like, you're just not going to hear anything from most people. And I think it like starts after the Video Game Awards. Like, a lot of studios are going to go on like holiday for like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Like I remember famously because we were following Avengers very closely.
Right.
We knew Crystal Dynamics went on vacation around the same time, like late December, and they come back at like February. So that's when we knew we next hear from them. Yeah. Right. So, but
obviously they can't do that here because
they cannot, because they literally have a game coming out on February.
Yeah.
But they literally were at the Game Awards. Like they had a trailer at the Game Awards, and I thought they were going to potentially tease DLC, but they could have put that in the trailer. Like I found out because while I was watching their trailer at the Game Awards, someone in the chat said, "Hey, I just checked their Discord and they mentioned that they're adding the offline mode." I'm like, why the fuck am I not reading that in this trailer that I just watched?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? This is like basic work. Why are you not advertising your W's?
I wonder if that wasn't supposed to happen, or if they somehow thought that it wouldn't get out. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like I saw Miller, because Miller was very confused about why they haven't tweeted anything in weeks, and someone mentioned maybe they're boycotting Twitter or something.
No, there ain't no way. Like
I know some companies are,
yeah, but like advertising, but like they've got a product to sell and it's a tool that they need. That can't be it.
Yeah, but I mean, it seems something like it seems to be the case because I'm checking I'm looking at the Suicide Squad, the official Suicide Squad Killer Justice League Twitter. The last time they tweeted was November 21st.
Weren't they just tweeting like the character trailers? Or was that coming from the Rocksteady Twitter?
I think it was from the Rocksteady Twitter. The last time the official Suicide Squad Kill Justice League Twitter account has tweeted was on November 21st. They have not tweeted a single thing since then.
That's weird.
That's extremely weird. They haven't tweeted any of the character trailers. They didn't tweet about the offline mode. The last time Rocksteady has tweeted was, it looks like Rocksteady retweeted the segment from Inside the Suicide Squad from November 21st. They retweeted that, but I'm looking at their replies. They have their top replies. They have 2 reposts. They reposted the Harley Quinn trailer, and they didn't. They've released, I believe, 2-3 trailers since then. They did not tweet any of those out. The last time they actually posted not a retweet was November 16th, where they're announcing that they're heading to the Taiga Games Industry Awards. So yeah, so neither Rocksteady nor the Suicide Squad have been using Twitter. So since around the 21st of November, which makes me think they might be doing the boycott, because I'm not seeing exactly how else. Like, I understand not running ads, but it's weird that they wouldn't be tweeting.
Yeah, I think that's kind of something you just got to suck it up and deal with.
I wonder if WB is aware of what's going on, because I know as a company, I'm like, I don't care if you don't like Elon Musk. Twitter is a extremely popular platform. I mean, we've seen the power of Twitter. Just mainly from Twitter, Josh Giddey now gets booed every time he touches the ball in every city he goes to. so I understand you may don't want to spend money there, but it doesn't make sense at all for you to not be tweeting at all when you have not only do you have a game coming out in a little over less than 2 months, but you actually have positive momentum. Like you just did a closed alpha test. You have a lot of people who are interested in the game, and you just had a trailer at the Game Awards. Like, you're not tweeting anything. Like Insomniac did nothing at the Game Awards, and they were tweeting a bunch. Like they were, the only thing Insomniac did at the Game Awards was get nominated 7 times and lose. and they were still active, tweeting, in the news, trending, engaging. Suicide Squad actually had a trailer, and they didn't and they didn't say anything. There was nothing going on. They're not capitalized. It could have easily been trending if they tweeted out the news. Just if they tweeted out the news that they were going to do the offline mode. But putting it in the Discord is like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That was weird. For sure. But
I mean, so far, at least maybe they're going by word. Maybe they have like a guerrilla. I'm struggling to think of what strategy could be employed here. I know we hate when stuff gets compared to Marvel's Avengers, but this is definitely starting to give is because it's weird because they're still putting stuff out. Like they had the closed test. Their YouTube they've been putting out shorts. They've been putting out they put out the character trailers. They put out the new trailer. They have made a big announcement on the Discord. So they're communicating, but they also aren't communicating.
Right.
It's weird. And I'm not sure exactly why, because it's not like there's like a scandal or anything they're trying to avoid. It's like people for the first time are actually viewing Suicide Squad in a positive light, and are actively trying to defend them.
Right.
Because now the attacks just look stupid. Like that I'm reading. Like someone literally said that was like, oh, I can't believe they're doing offline. It's not even really offline because I have a disc and I have to use the internet to download the update. So it's not really offline because I have to use the disc to download it. It should be all the original. Shut the fuck up. What are you talking about, bro? First of all, it's 2023. Why do you still have a disc?
Yeah. I'm a collector, so I can relate to that a little bit.
But let's be honest. The way they do the disc now, it's basically a pat on the head for collectors. There is basically
it's a license check.
That's literally what it is. Like you still need to assess. It's still a digital copy of the game. It's just give you a physical something to put on your shelf. Like it's not. And
I guess sell if you want to.
Yeah, and studios nowadays we're starting to see the trend now of it being acceptable to have digital only releases. So it's going to only be a matter of time before that becomes the standard. But to actually complain that the thing that you wanted isn't really offline because you have to download it first that tells me that I think that just kind of exposes that a lot of gamers just complain just for the sake of complaining. Like they don't actually have an actual problem. There's something actually wrong with them where they need to just be angry about something and they'll just make up whatever. Like if a game helps by giving up an L, even better. But as we've seen with Suicide Squad, even when they don't present you with any L's, they'll just make one up just to be angry. Because before, the live service complaints were largely pretty nonsensical because Suicide Squad isn't set up like a typical live service game. They went with more of the Marvel's Avengers approach, where most of the live service elements are in the fact that they're doing the ongoing content. It's multiplayer. It's always online, which it no longer is anymore. But you have the DLCs, you have the seasons, you have the playable characters, but they're not really monetizing outside of the initial purchase of the game and the battle pass, which is free. You have a free tier, you have a token that comes if you pre-order it, and if you don't want the premium tier, you could just not pay for it and just earn stuff for free on the free tier. But
I think you're gonna want the battle pass.
Yeah, because there. Spoiler alert: there is a bikini Harley Quinn skin coming.
Oh, is there?
So be on the lookout. You're on the lookout for that. But that is not. Yeah, if that's the worst thing they have. Like, okay, there's a battle pass, and if you want the premium items, all you have to do is either pre-order the game and do nothing, or spend what?
Are you sure that token's not with the deluxe edition that you're thinking about?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a deluxe edition, right?
Right. I don't think it's a pre-order bonus. I think it's the deluxe edition.
Yeah. So it comes with the deluxe edition.
Okay.
Pretty sure it comes with the deluxe edition. I have to double check, but you can pre-order. Most people are going to be pre-ordering if they're going to. If I suggest pre-order, there are pre-order bonuses in the forms of cosmetics, which are very good, right? So that you would want to do anyway. But you get some good cosmetics just by pre-ordering the game. You get the token with the deluxe edition for the battle pass, and for like what usually battle passes are like $10 to get the premium tier. So if you do want the premium tier, you pay $10. You can pay $10 and then just earn the stuff as you play. So in terms of live service elements, there are no loot boxes. They're not charging you to upgrade your character. They're not charging you for DLC. They're not charging you for the playable characters. There's no season pass to pay for. There's no subscription service. There are no shark cards. It's literally the game, and all the stuff that comes after is free. And but you have people bitching about it being the live service stuff. And if you dig into it, it's mostly people who don't understand what live service means. They haven't even looked into it. They don't even know what the game is even offering. Like when you tell them the stuff is free, they don't even realize that. But you have also people who are just using live service as code for I'm a lonely weirdo who has no friends, so I hate games that aren't single player. that's usually what that also ends up being code for. So there's progressively have been eliminating pretty much all the barriers that people had. So now for the most part we're left with people who are just Arkham fanboys who are just mad that it's not a single player Batman game.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what we're left with right now.
Yeah. Redacted. Yeah. As someone who may or may not have played the closed alpha, I also have to issue a redacted there. But yeah, even then, it's like it's not going to be a single player game. There's not going to be a single player Arkham game, no matter how much you want it to be. It's just not, and that's okay. I still think Tricks Ridiculous had my favorite line I've seen about all of this, and it's like, no, they didn't suddenly go away for 8 months and turn it into a Batman game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, correct. It's fine. It's fine if we get it. You wanted another Batman game. You wanted what was the 30th Batman, the 50th Batman game by now. Yeah, you didn't get it. All right, tough. That's the thing. That's the thing. You don't always get what you want. Every game is not for you. So if you have no intention of giving it a chance, fine. Move on with your life. But stop pretending that you're criticizing the game in good faith when you just hate that it's not a Batman game.
I feel like Cyberpunk had their redemption arc, right? And it resulted in their game award and everything.
Yep.
I think that that Suicide Squad's on their redemption arc here.
It actually is.
I feel like people should be excited for this game, and I think they're really going to they're going to enjoy things. Redacted. I stay tuned. Like that's all I can really say.
Yeah. yeah. There's a lot about the. Yeah, I'm actually in a position similar to Jay. I don't know all of what Jay knows, but I know a lot. I intentionally, I could know even more, but I intentionally am trying to avoid major story spoilers.
Yeah.
But what I do know, it makes me very excited for the game, and I can't wait for everyone to see it for themselves. But I can definitely see a situation where Suicide Squad launches, assuming they figure out this marketing thing. It's especially, I think Suicide Squad is going to be more well received than casuals paying attention think, and it's going to kind of create an effect where people start buying the game out of curiosity to see why everyone isn't shitting on it like they thought they would.
I think we are very much so going to be, more so than Avengers, a part of the process for building this game up. Yeah.
Well, obviously Jay is, because he's he's WB. I'm on the outside.
Yeah. Listen, WB Games has absolutely been very good to me over the years. They've taken very good care of me. So
yeah, I'm still working my way, trying to find a way. And I did at least find somebody. I have a connection with the PR company who helps work on this game for Influence Relations. So at least I have some way of at least reaching out for a review copy. But otherwise, yeah, I'm not in with WB like Jay is. I'm not going to be flown out anywhere. I'm not getting first dibs on the game or anything like that. But eventually, we'll see where it goes. I plan on shooting once again to be the top provider of content for the game.
Hopefully.
I usually am. It's usually either me or Caboose. that's pretty much how it's worked out. It's usually me or Caboose, one or two. we're always like the top sources for superhero games on YouTube. He's usually the top overall video guy in terms of views. I'm usually the number one streamer. And JayShockblast is the love interest.
Yeah, I'm the guy that brings the two together.
Yeah, that's right. He's the MVP. I'm looking forward to that first All Might raid with JayShockblast on day one of Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
we definitely got to all get the Avengers crew together.
Oh yeah, man. We're like that. That's what I'm like so looking forward to the most, is just knowing that, like, all right, we're both going to be live and we're both going to be able to just jump in each other's games. And
thanks to that crossplay.
Yeah, well, I'm actually crossplay and cross progression.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to start off on PlayStation, just because of those PlayStation exclusive skins.
Yep.
I might not ever wear them, but I want to have them.
Damn right.
So yeah, I'm gonna start there, but cross progression is huge. Like for someone like me, but also for people that like, maybe they want to have it on their console and their PC,
Exactly.
So there you go.
And I think it's just a convenient thing to have. Like I like when more games are just convenient. Like especially when it comes to multiplayer, you really want it to incentivize players to play multiplayer as much as possible. And if you have a multiplayer game where you're incentivizing people not to play together, it's like what are we doing here? Like that seems to me like a no-brainer.
Yeah, exactly.
And there may or may not be other great quality of life things that I'm not allowed to talk about. Unfortunately, but a lot of people would love them if they knew about them, which I'm not allowed to say because WB will send the goons after us because of certain paperwork we may or may not have signed. But I'm definitely looking forward to learning more. We're gonna I think we could wrap it up for this week. It's been about a couple hours and our butts are sore, especially Jay's after what the mind flare did to him.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm at that point where like I'm not comfortable in my chair, so
I feel the same way. But we pretty much covered everything. I appreciate all you guys once again. Make sure you support us on both YouTube and Twitch. Twitch on Sadot the Gamer, YouTube AfterShow Podcast. Appreciate all you guys hanging out. I'll make sure, since Jay should be slacking, I'll make sure we try to find a good guest to shake things up. Maybe we'll get Miller on to make Jay very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm already uncomfortable. I love you, Miller. I don't know if I can go on a show with you until the game is out.
Yeah.
All right. I just like, no offense, but I
that would be hilarious just to watch.
Yeah, I might log off for that one.
Yeah. So, but we'll We catch you guys next time. Make sure you subscribe to JayShockblast. He's been playing a lot of Lego content on Fortnite, especially. Make sure you check out my latest videos. I did a reaction to the Marvel's Blade. I keep waiting for that Marvel's Daredevil announcement. I feel like it's coming. And also I did a video today about the Suicide Squad update. So check that out. I'm Sadot the Gamer.
I'm Casual Avenger.
No, you're not.
I'm JayShockblast. Fuck.
Damn right. Zip it up and zip it out.